Alright. Let's get started. Back to where we were. Got we? Okay. So whatever. So let's start by looking at totals. When you build, you probably should look at your survival procs last, as they will skew your stats. Just something to keep in mind. So let's start by putting Luck of Gamblers inside some of these so we know our base recharge. That's 3, 4, and 5. We have another one? We have 6, so we can remove this one right here. Why isn't this one going? Okay, there we go. Luck of a Gambler thing is just preference. I mean, how you put it in there is up to you completely. So don't sweat it too much. Not what we're really gonna focus too much on is how to deal with that. How are we gonna deal with this? We're just going to put an accuracy damage, get the accuracy up, and we're gonna leave energy transfer as such. So, and like I said, you know, this is just a basic idea. This isn't, you know, this isn't 100% the best way to do everything. You know, you're obviously gonna have different ways you can do this, but this is just how I personally would go about it. So let's look at defense first. And let's look for some bonuses that we actually want. Personally, I like Shield Wall as 4. It gives me my smashing lethal defense, gives me my health, my regeneration, gives me just everything I want. To be fair, I'm just not going to do survival procs. Sorry, it's just built into me to do so. I want to do this without putting those in right away, so that way you see base stats with no obstructions. With a normal heal, I would normally just tell you to put 4 slots and be done, but this is not a normal heal. Dark regeneration is far from normal. You know, I'm obviously gonna say put some of these in here. You know, we're gonna try to cap out recharge time and the healing right away. And then from here, because of what we're dealing with, and we want this to hit, you're going to need to build for some accuracy here. How you do it really is completely up to you. You can do it any number of ways. Personally, just for the sake of time, I'm going to go with probably this. Get some extra stuff in there. mainly for the accuracy. Remember, the accuracy is my big deal right now. Preferably want to get as close as you can on your accuracy, if possible. Because you really, really don't want that to miss. So we're not getting too far with that. Let's try something like this. I'm not too worried about the bonuses in this case. If you want to be paranoid about the bonuses, you can. I mean, do we have any AoEs around here? No, we don't. So we could even do something like this. We could take these and do accuracy, and then do accuracy. But like I said, you know, I'm not too paranoid about that right now. Just, you know, trying to get the accuracy up. But I think I'm not liking what I'm getting here, so I'll probably like I said, I just don't like the idea of that missing. Yeah, I'd rather that just not miss. So, that's just me personally. Like I said, not the best. I also don't create dark armor very much. I knew a few good players back then that did do dark armor, but I do not have their build as a reference. I would just be more concerned about getting your recharge up enough to deal with it. And, you know, when I put these slots in here, don't immediately think, oh, you know, 4 is just best. It's not. It's just how many I put in there just to get started, you know. Honestly, you can max out resistance with just 3. Okay, you know, boom, 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 you know. You got 3 in here. That resistance is soft capped as far as the enhance goes, but you know, as you go forward, you know, you're gonna be like, do I want a gun for that smashing and lethal? You know, smashing and lethal, like I said in previous videos, are a pretty common thing that you're gonna run into. It's a very common damage type, so I might put the proc in there later, you know, to get that extra bonus. But no, there's no need to put something like resist recharge. You're already there. Okay, that 0.1% that you're going to probably get out of this is not going to make the difference. Moving on. So, we're going to... You want Gaussians in your toggle. You always want that. Let's take a look here. I'm going to put 4 slots in my survival stuff just to see what I'm left with. Just putting some IOs here and there so that way I don't worry about them. You know, so right here, I'm feeling like we should have something like, we're gonna put the proc there. That's for later on. And then we won't put chem set somewhere. So I'm gonna put a chem set right here. Okay, so just remember that for later. I just want to get the base stats in right now. Like I said, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and put this in there, and that's not for, you know, trying to cap defense or anything. That's for the bonus, you know, smashing and lethal. I'm just want to get that want to get that up. You know, I want to see these move more. You know, we are what? We're a brute. You know, if you can get close to a cap on smashing and lethal, you're gonna be golden for fighting most things. That's how you become versatile. You don't become versatile by capping out energy or negative or psionic or toxic. You know, you don't get the versatility. So once again, you know, I build on City of Heroes physically, so, you know, if you are using mids at any time, you know, just check to see if anything's red on here, see if you're overusing something. Sometimes I can avoid using multiple bonuses, but I normally go through and I'm keeping track of what I'm doing. We're gonna go down here. We're going to go ahead and put our procs in. Yep, we're gonna put our procs in here. Then we're going to cap out, or try to cap out, our regeneration. Remember, be meticulous about this kind of stuff. You know, 68%, it's not capped, but it's very close. It's getting there. You know, get the small stuff in here. Okay. And then just four slots, so I don't like my HP right now, but let's turn on accolades so that way I know what's going on here. We'll do hero because that's just probably better based on what we're doing right now. Overall, I just want to see the end result of these accolades. Okay, that gives me a better scale of what I'm doing. Because I typically want to know if I'm over 2,000 health. When you're building scrappers, stalkers, whatever, try to get 2,000 health plus. I mean, not just... It should fall naturally, but, you know, I'm just going to say it anyways. Try to make that kind of stuff happen. You don't want to be walking around with 1,500 health. That's just embarrassing. Where did I put it? Ah, here it is. So we're reaching the end of this. So, once again, we're just going to get our resistance up. That's all we're trying to do. Now, you're going to find yourself in situations where you might need more HP in your build. Regions, willpower, other builds that really rely on like things like Dull Pain or Embrace. They're going to want to soak up as much regen as possible because they don't have either a heal to really spam, or, you know, you just want to make it as tough as possible to, you know, whittle down your health as much as you can. So, you know, regeneration is key, but in this situation, you don't have to worry as much. But, you know, sometimes I'll throw titanium coating or impervious skin instead, but just make sure you have a healthy balance between gladiator armor and those two, because that can be an unpleasant situation to run into. Also, just bear in mind, you know, you want to be looking over here, and you want to make sure you get your defense up. If you can get melee, smashing, and lethal up, you're pretty good. Like right now, These might be a little bit lower on live, but maybe by 3 or 4%, 5% maybe. But you know, just remember, you want to try to keep all this going as much as you can. Let's see how much obscurity that is. So around 4% off, you know, based on that. So we're going to go ahead and, you know, add everything we need to add. We're doing good on, yeah, we're doing good on resistance. Okay, just all right. So look at that. We're working good, and we don't even have our procs in. We could do better on the HP stuff, so just gonna throw that out there. Now we're gonna throw in a few other things. Kind of trying to get into our final phases. Okay. You know, this is just generally how you can go about it. Again, I don't think too much of build up. You know, one recharge, I really don't think you need that much to it. I've seen people say they should have two or three slots on hasten for range tunes. I thoroughly agree with that idea. Dominators typically like to have 2 slots. You know, try to get gain permanent domination. You need, like, frankly, you should be able to get 120% base recharge. I think it's 127% that you need just to get perma, but you should be aiming for low recharge anyways on range tunes. But on melee tune, there are just better ways to spend that slot. It's really not necessary. The difference you're gonna see here is just not there. The difference you're gonna see here with build up is just not there. You're not gonna get it ever low enough that you're gonna love it. You're just not. It's gonna always bother you to some degree. You can go either or. You know, if you like to have the damage buff, go for it. If you like the health buff, you know, like I said, this right here is just preference, what you'd like to do. To me, it don't matter. I'm gonna look at my damage. It's at 8%. That's just not plussing it for me, so I'm just, you know, I'm gonna go for the HP instead. And that's just all there is to it. 3 slots and what to do with them. Well, I think my HP still could be better. Let's check. Resistance. Checking out my resistance, you know, everything is looking dandy. And to be honest, there's just not much more to add to here other than the incarnates. So right here, I'm not doing anything fancy. I just want to increase. I just want to increase my HP a bit. My regeneration. That's all I want to do. I'm not going to find a terribly great way to increase resistance at the moment to anything particularly. And, you know, 32 HP per second. There's your resistance. They're probably about 10% off, so that's probably around 80, 66, 62. Actually, no, that's probably at 90 still. That's probably at 85. That's probably at 65, and that's still capped. Not much to add. As far as recharge goes, your hasten will probably have a little bit of a delay, but nothing significant. Go ahead and turn everything on, I guess. That'll be that. Turn that off because that's skewing stats. So yeah, there is an endurance issue here, so you'll probably just end up taking Ageless, but you shouldn't have really any survival problems. Your dark regeneration, I mean, it's down to 13 seconds. Turn hasten on 10 seconds. So, you know, it should be healing you for 57% of your health. With Ageless on, that'll probably knock down like 2 seconds or so. But, yeah. And that would, I think that includes that. I guess I'll include this part right here. For my destiny, I probably would choose Ageless because I think we're clearly going to have some sort of endurance issue. Energy is pretty heavy. Judgment's pretty... Honestly, if you're picking Pyronic, Ion, or Cryonic, you should be fine. I mean, it's not going to make a big deal. Assault Radial because you actually want to kill. As long as you're picking a Radial, Reactive, Spectral, Degenerate, no, not Degenerative, Cognitive, something that's doing damage for a 75% chance, it's fine. Lore, I don't really think I need to touch on that. Warworks, Arachnos, or Polar Lights, Robotics. Well, you know, pick your favorite storm. Not Radial. Don't ever pick Radial. You want to kill, not sit there and stalemate and, you know, draw things out. It's not what we want to do. Like I said, there's many ways you could be going about this. I mean, go for some slow resistance here. I don't know. Slow resistance. I don't really worry about these too much. I mean, I guess if you really wanted to, you could do that. There's not a lot to add from here. And that's just how it is. I don't think there's any more that I can really give here. So let's look. Make sure I answered everything. No, I think that's everything. Alright. Okay.